This is the reality of copywriting in 2025, and this is one of those videos that will actually make you want to quit. And this is not a bad thing, it's just I'm going to tell you the honest truth of what it looks like to be a copywriter, a successful one. And before I get into some of the questions I'm going to go over, this is the video that I really would have wished somebody had shared with me when I was starting out in 2020. And that would have answered questions like, is it worth it to become a copywriter? Can I really make a career doing this? Should I actually quit my 9 to 5 and do this thing? Is it worth it now, especially with AI and ChatGPT getting so good at writing, to actually start learning this thing now? And things like, what do copywriters do every day? And get the answers from somebody who wasn't biased and who wasn't going to sell me on a lifestyle just because they wanted to sell me a course, because I don't have a course to sell. I don't have anything against selling courses, just letting you know. I might create something myself in the future, but as of right now, I just want to give you an honest truth, how my life has changed since the beginning, and just answering questions for my younger self. That's what we're gonna do here. And my name is Eric. I've been a copywriter for about 3 years, as I mentioned before, and life has changed since I started. I don't regret my decision of pursuing a career in this industry. I do exactly what I like to do. I work with clients I enjoy. I live in my dream place. I travel a lot, and just in a few days, I'm traveling for a whole month to my home country. I'm gonna be there with my family and surfing with some friends. And if you stick around, maybe if you subscribe to this channel, if you haven't yet, you're going to get to see me being around other copywriters, and I might ask them to share their perspective and how is their life as successful copywriters. But as of right now, let's just go over some of the questions that I got from ChatGPT. I went to ChatGPT and was like, what are the questions a newbie copywriter might have? It gave me a list and I went over them already, and they are legit the questions I had at the beginning. So we're gonna dive in right now. I will try not to edit this video because it's going to be mad long, so forgive me if there are moments where my brain goes blank or I go with the hums and ahs because I don't have an answer to it. But hey, let's get to it. So number one, what exactly does a copywriter do every day? So I guess like the best way to answer this one is work-wise and lifestyle-wise. Lifestyle-wise, dude, you just wake up, hit the gym. This is my routine. Hit the gym, come back, shower, and then either just sit down and write or go to a coffee shop and then do that for 2 to 3 hours. So that's deep work where you don't do anything else but just write. And that's when I get client work done. And then middle of the day, some lunch, and then have the meetings in the afternoon, and then do work that doesn't require me to be creative because I burnt the oil in the morning. But then work-wise, what happens is that it depends on what you sell your client, on what you're gonna be doing. You might be doing emails or Facebook ads or VSLs or sales letters. And when I mention these items, don't think about them as items that you sell to people just because. These things, you sell them to your clients because they solve problems. So your clients have problems that they wanna solve, and then your solution is copywriting. You write to solve those problems. So what it might look like is a client is having a slow month on sales, so they decide to create a product and they launch it. And in the launch, you might need a sales letter, emails and Facebook ads, some scripts to sell those things. And that's what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be solving problems for businesses. And then number two, do I need to be naturally good writer to succeed? To be honest, man, you don't need to be good to start, but you will need to be really good to actually make it and make the amount of money that you really want to make. Like if you want to be in the 6-figure range, it's hard to be a bad writer or not be creative to stay out there unless you actually find a way to build a personal brand and then outsource the writing to a good writer. So you're just the face and then you have somebody else goes writing for your agency. That's something a lot of people do. But you don't need to be a good writer at the beginning. You can get better. When I was starting out, I barely wrote in English. English is not my first language, and it was tough. I used to make grammatical errors, and my English just didn't sound well. But through a lot of trial and error and a lot of practice, and of course, if you go watch a video that I made is like how to get good at copywriting, or the copywriting routine that'll make you rich, something like that in this channel. I go over the exact exercises that I did to actually get good at copy. Number 3, what is the difference between copywriting and content writing? So copywriting or direct response copywriting is pretty much when you write something to sell a product, and then content is something more like informative, which is super boring. I don't ever like to write content or anything like that stuff. It's mad annoying. I don't like to educate people, I just like to sell. Can I start this as a side hustle, or do I need to commit full time? Look, dude, you can do part-time stuff, but it's gonna take at the beginning. It's gonna take full-time effort, in my opinion. Some of these clients will require you to be really, really good and actually have your stuff together. So you can start part-time, but why? You know, like, why do you just want? Like, it's a hard question to ask. Like, I think you can start part-time, but eventually you will notice that it makes a lot more sense to be full-time because of the possibilities, but also the amount of effort that it takes to stay around, to network with clients, to close clients, and to actually get results. It's not a passive industry where you just submit 5 emails and then you ride onto the sunset like gurus make it sound to be. You actually have to do work, my friend. You actually have to be very creative, and you actually have to continue to improve yourself every single year. Every single year you have to get better. You have to adapt to new technologies and be ahead of the curve, especially with ChatGPT around the industry, getting really good at copywriting. So, man, I don't know if that answers the questions of part-time, full-time. I will definitely go full-time. At the beginning, of course, if you are in a 9 to 5, you can start part-time, learn the craft, spend some time learning how to write really, really good copy, get one client, get results for that one client, and then eventually you have to make the leap. Do copywriters make really good money, or is that just myth? Copywriters do make really good money, and that is not a myth. Again, I've been in this industry for 3 years. The first year, I think I made like 70K, and then the second and third year, that's been a 6-figure income take home for me. And I know copywriters who make a lot more. They make 50K, 80K a year, especially the ones that own agencies. And dude, when you learn copy, man, you are not limited to just do copywriting work for clients. You can actually take that skill and launch your own thing, or dude, you can do just so many things. Last year, for example, just to give you an idea on how I structure my work. So I had a client work where I used to write, and then I also had consulting work where I used to coach people and teach them how to write. And that's what I did, and I was making money as a copywriter. I took my skill and just monetized it in 2 different ways. And that's what you can do once you get really good at this stuff. Because dude, you have an ability that business owners actually salivate for, which is the ability to sell things online and to humans. Because dude, if you know how to sell, bro, that's the problem that most businesses have, and the problem that will never go away. They will always need customers, they will always need sales, and if you know how to provide that, man, you're in the right path. All right, so how do I know if I'm cut out for copywriting? So you will know if you're cut out for copywriting if you are somebody who, I'll say, has the right expectations. And by expectations, I mean you're not in the industry just for a quick cash grab, just because you think it's the hot thing to do, because you can make 10K with one email and then disappear. Like, this industry is super competitive, and people who are in this industry are extremely smart. And if you are not passionate about constantly learning about psychology and creativity and marketing, if you're not passionate about the product you sell, if you're just in it just to make money, like, it's possible, bro, but it's gonna be hard. You know what I mean? I would say, man, always pursue something you enjoy to do, pursue something you're actually really good at. And if writing is your thing, if you enjoy to build business, like I said before, there's people who own agencies, but even these people are super, super good at marketing and understand psychology, buying behavior, and all that stuff. So that's how you know. And like anything, can you commit to it? Can you commit an absurd amount to mastering the craft, and can you actually commit to actually doing it? Maybe that's how you know. Do I need to be super creative, or can I rely on proven formulas? At the beginning, I'll say you can rely on formulas until that formula is so ingrained in you that you can legit free flow. You can do whatever you want. In the beginning, I used to follow the PSA formula. So first open up with the problem and then solution or agitate, something like that. I don't even remember because I don't use that thing. But eventually I just did it over and over again that I didn't need it anymore. So dude, it just became second nature. But that's how you know you got creative. And I think that creativity is one of those things where we see people that are creative, but at the beginning they weren't so. It's just practice that made them who they are now. And that's what we call creativity, right? But just that absurd amount of practice that it took them to become creative people. See, what skills or personality traits make someone a good copywriter? Some of the skills that will make you an extremely good copywriter is if you can sit down and do deep work. So can you like starve your distractions? Can you commit to one thing for at least 6 months to a year? Are you good at seeing things differently? Can you actually, let's say what else? Like, do you care about clients? Are you passionate about something, about the thing you're selling? That's going to be the main thing. For example, I had a client one time, they asked me to sell stem cells. I did not have a passion for that thing and I flopped. And I got fired, I got terminated from that one. But then you put me on an offer where they sell something around business or psychology, I crush because I am passionate about those topics and I just study those things over and over for me personally. So when it comes to selling it, I understand myself as a buyer and therefore I can sell. Can introverts succeed in copywriting or is it better for extroverts? Bro, this is one of the best industries for introverts, to be honest with you. Like, the main reason why I became a copywriter is because I was terrible at selling over the phone, cold calling people. And I realized that if I wanted to excel and get really good at, I had to find something that I wasn't going against my nature. And I was like, okay, copywriting, and I can write. Dude, I can sit down for days and write. And I knew that if I could do that, if I could put an absurd amount of time to writing, I was gonna be successful eventually. So dude, introverts, you can definitely shine in this industry. And honestly, man, I haven't seen that many extroverted people in this industry. Of course, I've seen introverts who are very social, but extroverts, they usually go to sales so they can talk to more people. But introverts, this is the industry for you. Today I didn't talk to anybody except people at the coffee shop. Yesterday, same thing. Monday I had a meeting with a client, but I have meetings here and there. So you don't really have to talk to people. I mean, if that's your thing. I personally, in this season of my life, I like to be social. But in the beginning, bro, I did pursue it just because I didn't have to talk to people. So introverts, you can definitely shine in this industry. Do I need to be good at sales or to write persuasive copy? I mean, selling is persuasion, so I guess yes, you'll have to learn sales, but not in the way that you would think. Like if you see the Wolf of Wall Street selling, that is not how you sell. In copy, you are just creating, very persuasive arguments for where people are at in their situation, and then you make a persuasive argument on how to solve it. That's pretty much it. So you kind of have to guide decision by making people connect the dots on themselves. You don't really tell them what to do or what to think, but you know how to create the gap from where they are to where they want to be, and then position your product that way. That's pretty much how it works. So the next one is, do I need a certificate? No. How do I start learning copywriting if I have no experience? All right, so this one is pretty simple. You just go watch a video that I made on how to learn copy without paying for courses, or the copywriting routine that'll make you rich. And it's pretty much, you just find sales letters and study those sales letters, and just go watch the video. Just go to this channel. I mean, I don't have that many videos, so you'll be able to find it very easily. And I just covered 5 different methods to actually learn copy for free. Do I need a certification or a degree to become a copywriter? I don't have one yet, so no, you don't. But maybe the question around this is do I need to study? Should I pay for courses? Should I, go to school? You don't need to go to traditional school, but it helps to learn from somebody who's actually been there and done that. But don't just go to just anyone. You actually have to do the research and make sure that that person has been around for a while and is not in the industry just to sell your courses, because there is a whole freaking ton of those guys, man, and it's annoying. What tools or software do I need to get started? I don't know. I don't need any softwares or tools. You need Google Docs and maybe Hemingway app to write at a third grade level, ChatGPT maybe to correct for typos and come up with ideas and write faster, but that's about it. You don't need softwares or tools. How do I build a portfolio when I've never worked with a client? All right, so this one is pretty simple. What I would do is just find somebody who you would like to work with. Say, in my case, if I wanted to work with Tony Robbins, I would just take a look at his emails and Facebook ads, and I'll find the offer that they're promoting, and then I would try to write something to sell that thing. That's it. And I would do that, as many times as possible. I'll get that critiqued by a copywriting mentor, and then I'll start to build my portfolio that way. Now, when you present it to a client, you don't have to, you can tell them, hey, listen, this is just mock-up pieces of copy I wrote for an offer. This is not my client, but you can see that I can actually sell. These are my skills. And honestly, will crush. You being honest, people respect that. But at the end of the day, what they're looking for is that can you actually get the job done? Sometimes for junior positions, they don't really need you to have an extensive amount of results. If you can show them that you can get the work done, that is going to be enough. And especially if you work with the coach that is teaching you how to write well, that's how you build a portfolio without having clients. Where can I find my first copywriting clients? All right, dude, this one is, I would say, dude, there's just so many ways that you can just literally just type in on YouTube and you'll find 10 to 100 ways to get clients. But my favorites are, I usually just go on Facebook and start networking with people. There are job boards. That one is tough, it's super competitive. Or you can also pay into masterminds that have nothing to do with copywriting. That's how I got one of my clients that has legit sent me over $300,000 worth of client work. And this was a mastermind on how to design websites. And he was looking for a marketing assistant. I was like, dude, I volunteer for the job. And then the dude ended up starting his own agency and taking me with him to write copy. And every client that I've had now has a connection to these guys. It's crazy. So that is just one way. What if I struggle with writer's block and I still be good at this? All right, so writer's block, if you struggle with that thing, you can still be good. All that matters is that you get the work done before the due date. But writer's block, the way you beat it is by having so many ideas in your mind that you don't actually question yourself as to what is it that I have to write. And then the other thing is actually getting outside of your head. Because when you have writer's block, what happens is that your logical brain is so engaged and you are overthinking every single letter that goes onto the page, and then you cannot be creative. So this goes away with time and a lot of practice. What I would say is put a timer, and for 9 minutes, just write everything that comes to your mind. Don't stop. If you run out of ideas to write, just write the word, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write. Or if the thing in your mind is the color red, just write that. And the point is not that it looks pretty, but you're training your brain to get out of logical mode and let you be creative, let your thoughts flow into the page. And that's how you beat writer's block eventually. So it's something that goes away with time. I still have it sometimes, and that is when I'm stressed or when I am overly invested in the project, when I am oh shit, I care way too much about the results. That's when I get copywriter's block, because I'm oh, what if I write the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. All right, what happens if a client doesn't like my work? Okay, so if they don't like it, they might give you feedback, or in worst cases, they might fire you. And for you, eventually, if that happens, don't be hard on yourself. Just take the feedback. Why didn't they like it? And how can you put yourself in a position next time where that doesn't happen again? Is it that they didn't like the way you wrote? They didn't like the ideas you brought to the table? Did they find grammars? Did you miss the mark on the page? Do you miss their voice? So let the feedback guide you, but don't take it personally, man. I mean, dude, every freaking copywriter out there, successful, that I know has gotten fired from clients before. And sometimes they get fired even if we're getting results for them. Like, dude, I've gotten fired even when I'm getting sales. And the reason why they fire me is because they say they weren't closing, but that's because the sales guys weren't taking the calls. And what could I do about it? Nothing. But I took it on myself, on my self-worth. All right, how do I deal with rejection or competition in the industry? So when it comes to rejection, dude, is like, you just have to have value, you know, like you just have to be out there talking to as many people as possible, and don't take it personally, man. I know this is hard. It's easier said than done, but dude, if they say no, just move on to the next one, and don't get overly attached. Like, maybe the idea here is like, don't overcommit too soon to them. It's like when you're dating a girl and you start dating her, and a problem that a lot of guys have is like they just go out with her one date and they start planning their family and how their kids are going to be named, and then the girl doesn't like them and they are out there with their dreams alone. It's the same thing with clients. Don't start doing the math in your head about how much money you're going to be making with that client or how much your life is going to change because of that client is going to hire you and they don't hire you. So just fucking treat it like a regular interaction. I just present the offer, and will they take it or not? And then eventually you're gonna be so good that if they reject you, it's their loss. Is the industry too saturated, or am I starting too late? So I see copywriters popping out of nowhere still, like in 6 months, going up to make like 6 figures. And their key here is to know how to build a personal brand. If you are going over to just send cold DMs and cold pitch people with no personal brand, not like where you don't show your personality, is going to be hard because there are just so many of other copywriters out there that are doing the exact same thing. But when you build a personal brand and you actually show who you are behind the page and behind the screen, dude, it becomes so much more easier because people are sold on you before they are sold on your copywriting work. And that's how you make new friends and business partners. And go watch the video on like the non-needy way to get copywriting clients here in the channel, and I go over it where I show you the ideas on how to build a personal brand for a copywriter. Let's see, what else? How long will it take before I start seeing success? All right, man, this one is tough because, dude, I cannot say that, hey, it's gonna take you 3 months or a week. It all depends on you and where you're at in your journey. You know, in the past, I used to like see copywriting courses or any training from the outside in, and there will be people, whoa, he make 10K in a week, he made XYZ in 1 day. And dude, what they don't tell you is that this person was a copywriter before, and they had a big audience of people. They were really connected, and they just had quit copywriting and just started again, and they bought the course and they went on to make 10K. So there is a lot of lying by omission when it comes to these gurus. So you might see some overnight successes, but let me tell you this, like, don't compare your, I would say like your raw or draft with their polished, edited version of themselves. Again, for example, if you go into a course as a beginner right now and I go into the same course, chances are that I'm going to get results within a week or 2 or a month. But it might take you 6 months to a year to get something for yourself. But that's because you don't have the track record I have, you don't have the skills I have, you don't have the confidence I have, you don't have the knowledge and the reps I have in copywriting. But hey man, it's just the name of the game. So it all depends on how much time you put in. Like, it is truly one of those things where you're gonna get results based on how much time you put in. If you put like 10 minutes a day and you were a completely newbie to the industry, don't expect to be making 10K a month like next month. That's not gonna happen. Or I don't know, maybe you get lucky and then just call me out on that. All right, so what types of projects do copywriters work on? Man, there is a lot of them, but I personally just do write short form copywriting, direct response copywriting. So emails, so Facebook ads, Facebook posts, And here and there, I'll write a sales page or a VSL. I don't really enjoy long form content. It's not something I enjoy to do. I like to come up with new ideas every week, and that's why I do email and Facebook ads. All right, can I specialize in a niche or should I stay as a generalist? So I think specializing in a niche will give you an unfair advantage just because you understand the industry better than anybody else can. I, for example, understand the coaching space or the selling courses online space better than most copywriters do because every single client I've had has been in this niche. So I understand the sales process. Like I can look at a funnel and be able to analyze it from a distance, not just from the words on a Google document. Like I understand marketing and how to actually get sales for this industry. So, you know, specializing will help you. It will make you different and it will help you like escape the, this industry saturated trap. Is freelancing better or should I aim for an in-house position? All right, so they both have their benefits and negatives. I started as an in-house copywriter in an agency, but what this do for me is that it made me really good really fast. That's because this agency was working with top tier clients in the space, and the time I would have to spend if I was a freelancer chasing to get one client was time I was spending writing. There was a point in time where I was writing about 10 emails a day for clients, so 2 clients a day in different industries and different voices, and I had to produce. And this made me like super good at understanding copywriting and also how to write fast, and also like helped me build an insane portfolio of results. But again, if you start as a freelancer, you're going to be more in control of the clients you take on. And I guess like if you didn't put in the work, you know, it all depends on how you want to approach it. Like, again, cons and positives to both. If you already have some experience, like myself, for example, right now, I will not go into an in-house agency position. But of course, there are gigs that are in-house, which you will understand once you get into copy. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but that's the idea right there. Can copywriting lead to other opportunities like marketing or brand strategy? Yeah, this is pretty big, but yes. I mean, copywriting, once you understand copy, like I've said before, you can start your own business. You can sell your own stuff. Like you can literally start a YouTube channel and be able to script your own videos and then sell your own products. And that's what I'm doing right now. And what's one of the beauties with copy that, what would I say, like all these clients I've had have been in the business space and sales space. So I've had to study sales and business in a way where like I have to understand it so deeply so I can explain it to other people. So all these skills have stayed with me, you know, all that knowledge has stayed with me, and I didn't have to pay to actually learn these things. I just had to freaking write copy for them. And that's one of the things with copywriting. It's like pick something, pick a niche, pick an industry that you're actually passionate about, because you know you're gonna have to become a practitioner of that niche. And for example, if you like golfing, that might be your niche, and it's something that you actually look forward to learn about, and actually you know the ins and outs, like you know who the Tiger Woods are and who the underdogs are, like every single trick or word or lingo of the space. If you know those things, like I mean, that might be your niche, because you're gonna be spending a lot of time doing that. So if it's an industry where you feel, wow, I wanna continue learning, that might be your thing. So let's see, will I still enjoy this long term, or is it just a stepping stone? I personally, man, I enjoy writing. I enjoy kind of like sharing my perspectives on things, and I see myself writing copy for a while. I see myself writing copy, but not for clients. Client work it's a phase. Client work is just the stage where I get good at copywriting and I make myself a name or build my skills. But eventually I would take copywriting. Copywriting can take many forms, you know. It can take the form of you building your own business and not needing a copywriter at the beginner, or also like validating the message for your own offer, or using copywriting to help help organizations you're passionate about. Like right now, I am building a nonprofit project with a few friends, and we're building houses in El Salvador, and I get to use the copywriting and marketing skills that I've learned working with all these clients in this space. And it's pretty fun, you know, like it just led to this other thing. And I never saw that coming. All right, so I think, let me see if I can get 5 more. Let's see. All right, so it's still worth. Is copywriting worth it, especially with AI and ChatGPT getting really good at copywriting? Look, dude, when it comes to this thing, Naval Ravikant is one of my favorite writers and authors. He's an angel investor, and he said that the people who are going to make the most money with AI are the people who can communicate with the AI. AI won't replace you fully, but it will replace the people that don't know how to write copy with AI. If you are relying on writing copy from your brain, you're going to be replaced. But if you are somebody who just uses AI to enhance your ideas or write faster and better, you're going to be the ones call out to the frontiers, you know, call out to, sounds cheesy, call out to help clients, and because you know how to do it faster, better, and more efficiently. So those are my thoughts with AI. Of course, it's going to replace low-level copywriters for sure. People who just know how to write words in a Google Doc. Those will be replaced, but if you're somebody who can think, that's why I talk about thinking a lot on the other videos in this channel, I mean, you won't be replaced. All right, what if I hate writing sometimes and I still make it as a copywriter? Dude, there are days where I just don't want to write, and I don't write. But that's the beauty of copywriting. I can front load the days where I feel creative, and then there are days where I just don't write. I don't do anything. I just sleep in the afternoon. I'm lazy. So absolutely. Is it possible to write for industries or products I don't care about? I think so, but again, it's going to be hard and it might not make sense long term. I wrote for stem cells before, and did I care about stem cells and the freaking DNA codex of XYZ and the research of Harvard? Absolutely not, but I wanted to make money, so I did it. And it was reflected in my copy. I didn't produce my best work, and I eventually had to get off-boarded from that offer. So, I mean, if you need the money, you can. Do I need to write the way I talk, or should I sound more professional? You need to write the way people talk. That's the way I see it. Like, you need to sound like a homie, you know? Like, the way some people text, that's how you should be writing. But again, you have to be able to tame this based on the clients that you're working for. You cannot be writing like a gangster or somebody in the hood if you are writing for a lawyer, unless that's their style. So kind of like tame it down based on your client. So I guess like that's gonna be it. I don't even know how many questions I answer, and I don't even know if this video is going to be watched. But dude, if I had found this video in the past, it would have answered a lot of the questions I had. All right, so this is it. I'm gonna leave you this video here. Hopefully this video was helpful for somebody, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.